as a past chair of the board. Everyone gave of themselves so very graciously, with a lot of time and a lot of compassion, and we can't thank them enough for what they did in this past 50 years. I can't thank Gordon King enough, and it's interesting that the Kings started being involved in this lodge with Gordon as the Secretary-Treasurer, and then we had a number of people involved, and then look what you're facing today, another King still in your midst. Thanks, Gordon, for writing the 25th anniversary document and then the 40th anniversary document. And I'm going to read from those two documents just a few tidbits that were stated in his speeches of the past. The lodge, of course, was opened. The official opening was in November of 1960. The actual move-in was in August, and the first matron was Josie Foster, who started work on July the 1st, 1960. Wayne Begbie was the cook at that time. The lodge was opened with 40 rooms, and the current residents might be interested to note the rent was $60 a month. Hasn't it grown? However, your pensions were only $65 a month, so that left you $5 for all the extra spending you needed to do. And from his reading, I understand it was difficult to have people move in because they just didn't feel they could afford to live in the lodge initially, but it soon filled. The rooms were small. The only real problem they had to deal with was keeping peace and satisfaction when two previous strangers were required to share a room. And if you remember the size of the rooms, they were the size smaller than what you live in today. You can take the main bathroom out of it, and two people shared a studio. Isn't that cozy? One resident at the time stated that he would never change his underwear in winter for fear of catching cold. I hope I don't have any of those residents in our facility today, although I think we would know it. The board members received $5 for attending a board meeting and 10 cents a mile paid mileage. The favorite thing was the good lunches, and to this day, our board members look forward to the coffee and goodies, especially lemon pie, served at a board meeting, and that's why they keep wanting to stay on the board. And we couldn't thank them enough for what they do for us. I'd like to call upon Richard to say a few words on behalf of the...
And good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. 50 years is quite a milestone to celebrate. I was thinking on the way in here, the home that I'm living in, we actually celebrated 50 years of its construction 2 years ago. And not unlike this structure, we've added to it. We've tried to maintain it and keep it up to date and keep it a fairly modern structure. And I'd like to assure everybody that this particular facility we're sitting in now is not going to become part of the future rooms for anybody, so you can rest at ease then. Looking around outside as I walked up and saw these cars from the era this was built, and I do remember when this was built, I was 16 years old at the time, and that was back in the day where we knew more than our parents did of how fast the family car would actually go and how loud the radio could belt out Elvis Presley. My dad never asked me those questions. I would have had the information if he would have required it, but he never asked me. And I also remember looking at Gordon here attending parties with his daughters at the basement of their Gordon and Mona's home on Main Street there. And we were always well behaved, as Gordon can attest to. And Ralph's looking at me kind of wondering about, I don't think Maureen knew how fast the family car would go, and Maureen's back there chuckling her head off. So you may want to have a discussion on the way home. But it's really great that these folks brought these vehicles around. It does bring back a lot of great memories, and through the years I was fortunate enough to be involved in some of the things through support through municipal council, or as a board member appointed by municipal council. And then when I was MLA, we were able to do the major renovation and addition there to the big room, the activity room there. And that was I remember that like it was yesterday. The Honorable Stan Woloshyn was down for that celebration. And I think everybody's appreciated that facility ever since. And yeah, I see the staff going. And this has been a wonderful home for so many people, both here today and those that have been here and gone. One of the things that makes it at home, was already alluded to by Mr. King, was the staff that was here. Not only the staff here today, but the previous staff. They go a long ways to making it a place that's enjoyable to be. So I commend them for that and the contributions they made. So on behalf of our Premier Ed Stelmach and all my colleagues in the legislature, I'd like to bring greetings and congratulations and all the best wishes for many happy years ahead, and I'm sure we'll continue to see many more renovations in the future, and they won't be this tent. So thank you very much, and have a great celebration today.
Thanks very much, Bob. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you this afternoon? You look very well. I'm glad to see that. I want to thank, first of all, the Hearts in Harmony for reminding us that there is a God who loves us deeply, but a God who wants us to have fun and to enjoy the good gifts that he has given us. I want to thank Bob and Heather and the board for inviting Leah and I to be here today with you, to bring a word of greeting from the town of Three Hills. I'm very happy to do that. And I want to thank you for being here today. I was trying to guess ages, and I'm thinking that if the lodge opened 50 years ago, you were probably all just toddlers at the time. Am I close? I hope I'm close. But I want to thank you for another reason. I want to thank you for keeping my seat warm. It won't be so many years before Leah and I join you here at this very fine facility, and it's good to know that we have a place. We hope that our good friend Joyce is still working here, because we're looking forward to the good meals that Joyce helps prepare. You know, 50 years of celebration, or celebrating the 50th anniversary of anything at all, is a remarkable occasion. But this place is special. Community is about people. It's about how we provide for each other, how we make a place for each other, how we care about each other and care for each other. And I know that for many, many years, the administration, the board, the staff of the lodge have been dedicating themselves to serving the residents well. And I appreciate that very much. I know that Bob and Heather and their staff are simply the latest in a long roster of people who have dedicated themselves to being of service to the people who live here. So I'm grateful for them, I'm grateful for you, I'm grateful for this place. And I look very much forward to being back here in 50 years with all of you to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Golden Hills Lodge. Thank you very much.